I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We're going to start right off with the fire department report.
We've only had 4 calls since the start of the month, which I'm fine with. Obviously, open house tonight. I am thrilled with the turnout so far. We did fire safety last week at the elementary school, K to 12, or pre-K to 12, pre-K to 2, sorry. With great turnout for that. The school was very pleased with that. I'm in the process of helping the school. They have a couple unique situations for evacuating children during a fire drill or an actual fire from the 2nd and 3rd story. So former Chief Demers and I have been brainstorming, and he's helping me get some quotes on some special striker stair chairs that are designed for like school buildings that they can mount right on the wall in the building. I've been helping them with that project, so they're gonna take care of the cost of that. So we've just been in our best interest to help them with that, and then we'll be able to help train them on how to use the devices. I have a quote here that I need the board's approval for a set of fire gear. It's that price times 3, so it's $9,500 and change. I have $12,000 in that account, so that's fine. That's the normal 3 sets of gear that we purchase each year. Doesn't include boots and gloves, but I'll use the rest of the funds from that account to do the boots and gloves as well. So, other than that, I don't think anything else significant.
Okay, I come up with 10,000.
Yeah.
163.
Yeah, that might be what it is. Yeah.
And you have that in your clothing account?
Yep.
I would say
So moved.
so moved. Yeah. So those in favor? Okay.
Perfect. Thank
Did you
you.
second it?
Yeah.
Second.
We get a second.
And I'm in the process of getting quotes for my forestry grant for the 2023 year for some new equipment as well. So, and that's a self-sufficient grant. Have you, Kim, got any checks from the state yet? I'll give them another week and then I'll check with them and see when they make a decision on that. But other than that, I need approval to order tires for engine 3. I need 4 tires for the back of engine 3 before winter. I was quoted anywhere from $600 to $750 a tire. It depends on what we get for tires. I'm probably going to get the same tires that are on engine 2 right now. They're pretty good snow tire. They're really good in the snow actually. So
Four
Where's
times?
the best place? to
Yeah,
buy
4
tires?
4 tires.
You guys must
Oh,
know.
no. He's a tire. Yeah.
We're buying right now, main commercial.
Yeah. Do we buy directly from a tire
say
company?
that
Do
again.
we buy the tires from a tire company?
Yeah, Jeremy buys them. He gets them right from. I think is it Lee? in
What
Tottenham?
size of it?
Huh?
What size of it?
22.5. It's a Freightliner up there.
What is it?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Do you have the money for that?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I got the funds for it.
Well, one of those accounts was getting close, right?
Yeah, but I've got money in other accounts. So
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm everything. Pretty much all my funds are going toward repairs this year. So. Engine 2 still hasn't been fixed yet. They haven't. Northeast Apparatus has had a setback with one of their technicians, so they're waiting to get that in. I need the compressor fixed on the pump still. So. Still, pump's fine. Just we can't use the gas system right this minute. But I've been waiting on any other projects until we get everything taken care of. So. And that's all I have.
Okay.
So, yeah, Danny's not coming up.
Danny, I guess he sent up a memo already.
I got an email that said.
Yeah, I didn't realize he did
Did
already.
you get anything? Oh, I thought
He said he sent one to the board.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I thought it sent to everybody. Oh, I got it. Because I got it too. Just some. I can read it if you want, but
Yep,
it
read it.
says, "Hello, I will not be able to be at tonight's meeting due to the fire department open house. Here is my brief report. So far in October, Woolwich EMS has had 20 calls, seen 21 patients, and has transported 14. 2 of these were helping townspeople get home from the hospital. We have called MC1 twice, Bath Rescue once, and provided mutual aid to Wiscasset once. I am working on the item I mentioned at the last meeting in in regards to the Woolwich EMS rates, and I'm waiting to hear back from Maine EMS for clarification of the matter. We are also awaiting word from the state on probable incoming grants. That's it.
Can you send that to my email?
I
please,
can't,
so
yeah,
can
sorry, I just
have
saw
it?
all these emails at the top, I didn't know that it didn't go to you, but forward
Thank you.
administrator.
All right.
Perfect. I had something for Jack and I don't remember what it was. I'll think of it probably after. this meeting,
Just
but-
one quick question, those tires are not bad, they're not a retread, right? They're new?
No, brand new, yeah, no. So the problem that I've come across, that the tires on the back of engine 3 are like 12 years past what we're supposed to keep on a fire truck.
Oh, yeah.
So,
They say 7 years.
yeah, well, they're the originals.
Wow.
So we gotta replace those, and they're wearing pretty good. It's not gonna make it up, some of the big hills in the winter,
Oh,
so.
no, I would say if Jeremy sanctioned it and they're new tires.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're brand new, yeah,
Probably well in the price range, we're paying,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He treats us pretty well, so I don't question him when he.
Right, some of them are expensive, yeah, but
Oh, yeah.
you don't use recaps on anything, right?
No.
well, you can't afford to today,
Yeah,
you
no.
buy new.
Yeah, no. I had something for you, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, Brian Murray from Bathwater District called me this morning. They asked if it's okay if they move the hydrant. It's at the corner of Naquasset and Middle Road. The location of it, where it was, I don't know if he spoke with you guys at all, but he said he was concerned about plowing. There wasn't room he didn't want it to get hit by a plow, I guess.
So
So he wants to move it 50 feet up Naquasset, this way up Naquasset. He said he's gonna put a stake where he wants to put it, and I'll go look
this
at
is
it.
a proposed one, obviously, so 50 feet must be in front of that house.
Yeah, I guess it used to be where they were gonna put it, was right in front of where the old rock wall was, or wherever they had.
Retaining wall,
Yeah, they wanna move it up Naquasset another 50 feet or whatever to get it away.
Pretty close to across from the switch yard.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking, it must be right around where the
Well,
CMP.
either 50
They've
feet
got
is
a
between
stake
two
in the
driveways.
ground.
He told me, I haven't seen it yet, but he said he's gonna put a stake where he wants to put it, and then he wants to talk to me and see if I like where it is. So I just wanted to mention to you guys, maybe if you see a stake, take a peek, make sure it's fine.
I've seen all the other ones, and
Yeah, please check out the state.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Jack, if you got a chance, will you ride by and see if you're at?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Attend where it is too.
Where was the original proposal?
It was supposed to be just down, closer to the corner, basically, down a little bit closer.
Intersections are difficult because they get
Yeah.
plowed in, you know.
They
But I
need,
did,
they need a hydrant there so they can flush both directions.
yeah, right, they would change
Yeah.
direction, yeah. I did see the one on, well, obviously you know, but the proposed one for
Yeah.
River Road is on that side.
Yeah,
And it's north of the intersection.
Yeah.
That does seem to be more logical than,
Yeah.
this one time I thought we were thinking the other side.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's,
Did you see that? Did you see that one on River Road?
I haven't,
So
no.
if you go to Bath, before you get to 128, it's
Yeah.
it's on this side of the intersection, on the right-hand side, so before
Oh,
you
yeah.
turn on River Road.
yeah,
And I think one time it was thought about the other side, but
No,
it is true, they get plowed in and,
yeah. There's not a great spot at an intersection, but I think that's better than
yeah,
anything else.
Yeah, I
We
saw
can
that.
step back far enough if we had to or whatever,
yeah.
so.
Alright,
Yeah, well, I'll look at it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll go look at it. But,
alright,
okay, thank you for letting me go first.
okay. Approval of minutes of the previous meetings of 9/20, 9/26, and 10/4/2023.
I was not at 920 meeting, but I was at the other time. So
Look good to me, I move.
Okay, I'll make a motion that they be accepted as read. Okay. Any additions, deletions, corrections?
This would be
Already
Allison.
been done.
Okay,
This
those,
is the Allison.
well, it is, and in all due fairness, I work with her. So like this morning at 5:30, we just read through it.
okay, so those in favor?
She went
Yeah, I'm supporting all but
Down
the
south.
920 one, because I wasn't here.
to North Carolina. Yeah.
Alright, thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Alright, selectmen's comments, Tom?
One thing, I submitted the grant progress report for that resilience grant, so we have to do quarterly, so told them that we're starting to do some of the work, but, and that will finish the first project, mailing out everything to the residents, before the end of the year. That's it.
Jason?
I just have two things. First of all, David, I recognize you and thank you for taking the floats out. Down there with the tractor the other day, took the two new ones out of the swimming area. Also, I did receive some more information from Devin about some of the work down here, and it says, we are in the process of reworking some of the project details. They're gonna be removing the right turn lane that won't be used on Route 1 anymore for the old George Wright Road entrance. Which we will be negotiating with the contractor and they will be doing updated signage on George Wright Road, which will be part of that. So I think what that is we talked about taking away these barricades that are down here, these big things, and putting in dead-end signs and that sort of thing. The signage will stay as for now, but once that is addressed, we can revisit it. And then the striping, I'd actually said that the striping needs to be, they need to freshen up the striping on the hill here. So for the striping, we're planning to freshen the lines on the temporary roadway this fall. And I have had them add it in the short section of the Quasit Road to that quantity as well. It should be done before winter, so anyway, that's all I got.
I'll bring it up a little business. I have nothing. Public comments. Nothing tonight, Debbie?
No.
Okay. Town administrators report.
Yes, okay. So the signs, the municipal parking lot signs are up in the parking lot, and you had one, Stacy came and put them up. Carl, sorry. Carl came and put them up, one over there and 3 over here. So hopefully they do the trick. I gave everybody an email from Patrick Voigt regarding an CMP event next Tuesday. He sent me an email twice. I don't know if anybody is interested in attending. It's just some information aimed at fostering meaning dialogue around subjects relevant to your municipality, such as storm restoration, street lights, vegetation management, and CMP operations, with an optional tour of their energy control center. So he needs to know by tomorrow if anybody would like to attend.
Yeah, I got that too, but I'm all set.
You're all set? Okay.
He said that.
All right.
That sounds like something that, like emergency management type stuff.
Yeah, well, he
Did
sent
they
it.
invite the fire chief?
I kind of ignored it the first time, and then he sent it to me again, so I thought I'd just inform everyone. I sent everybody an email regarding the open house for Opbox, which is the 20...
Week from tomorrow night, right?
Yes. Pam Chandler came in yesterday, and I said that the majority of the board would be going. So 4:30 is the time. She said those are mostly for shareholders and stockholders. They're gonna have an earlier one for the public, which she does not know the exact time on, so she's gonna notify me and I will let you know. So 4:30 is a different,
Is this the 26th?
It is the 26th.
yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So
as soon as-
most likely it'll be before 4:30.
It'll be before, but she doesn't know exactly the time, so I will let everybody know. I don't know which one to talk about first. So I had a meeting with the audit. Well, the auditors are here today. They're gonna finish up tomorrow. I did have a conversation with them about some concerns I had. Bill is very concerned about credit cards. He does not feel that credit cards need to be had by the fire department or EMS department. He does not know of any department that has a credit card besides the town administrator or town manager. But then he said that the only account that they should have is the fuel cards, which they have the WEX account. Obviously, it's up to you guys, but I'm just letting you know the auditor's concern. On that, I did reach out to Andrew Scoggin Bank and filled out the information for the credit cards, and that will hopefully be done by next week sometime. So, that's what I have.
Thank you. Road Commissioner, Jack.
I don't really have a lot. I've been, as you know, in conversation with the people in regarding to the Nequasit pipe job about our paving. And I'm kind of sticking to what we asked for in the beginning. I'd like to have the road, an overlay of the road when it's done. At this point, there's some consideration to that effect because they have mentioned that the water grant would come forward with some money. But as you know, they have asked the town contribute a third of the half. In other words, the water grant would pay 40,000, the contractor, the town, and the water district would come up with the other $40,000. I am reneging very strongly on our share. I don't feel that we should be obligated to spend our money to do what they benefited for. If you wanna go back and remember, we got $65,000 for the solar farm to use the road. They wasn't even supposedly, as far as I know, gonna be on the Quasit Road this year. But as it worked out, they built a laydown area, they hauled on the Quasit Road, and I just feel like we're awfully close, but I don't feel like the town should have to pay any money.
I think I agree with you,
I
Jack.
agree with that.
I do too.
We're getting very little benefit out of this project. It is gonna run a water line down the middle road, and I suppose you could make the argument that that's gonna open up some space out there for people to build houses, but, you know, we're also gonna have, what, 6 or 8 new, fire hydrants at a cost of $1,600 a year. So, you know, I mean, I don't see where the town is getting any benefit from it, and I don't believe the town should be.
Well, one thing that really,
on the hook for it.
one thing that started into this quite deeply was, I found myself as, the road commissioner, if you will, and a friend of the Packers, denying them access to use the road when they wanted to come back to go around. And I had quite a strong conversation with one of the young Packer fellows, boys, and we denied their request. And then this thing kind of blew off on its own, and I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's ethical. We're talking $13,000 approximately. And I just don't feel it's ethical that the town should have to pay anything to have the road open. I measured it myself the other day, and I came out with 3,800 feet, and it's about $90,000 to put 2 inches on it at today's prices. So, I think we may have to stand firm. I don't know how we would approach it, but I think that united we can stand and divided we can fall. But I think it's a minimal request that we get the road overlaid. That was one of the first things I asked for in the first meeting that I went to down Sullivan, Trevor Hunt, and you guys that night. And this is what's been in the past. We've always received this with any other water project downtown or anywhere. When we got done, they overlaid the road. And it's not, you know, we're not asking for a new fire truck, we're asking just to put the road in. And after walking it and going on it the other day, this side of the road, even though where they haven't been excavating, it's taking quite a lot of punishment from the trucks going by. Because they load and go back by and they squash in the pavement. So, I don't know how this will all end up, but.
Well, it seems like on an $8 million project, $13,000 shouldn't be a deal breaker.
Well, and besides, it
Like
shouldn't be.
somebody on their side should be able to come up with $13,000. We're getting very little benefit out of this project.
Yeah, and I'm not deciding whether it comes from a water grant. That isn't any of our business. I don't care where the money comes from. I think, I probably shouldn't say this, but I think probably the benefit of this lies with the contractor. Quite strongly. And how the water district deals with that is their obligation. But I mean, we're not here to battle with the water grant or this one or that one. All I'm asking for, I think in due diligence, is the road to be paved. And,
Well, as we've said before, there's a cost to the town anyway. There's been a cost to the town. There's been a cost to and all the phone calls and all the work and all those things.
I've traveled over there several times.
There's also
Don't charge.
If they overlay the road, as you and I have spoke, there's a cost to the town anyway, because they're not gonna go matching driveways and do all the things that need to be done when the road's paved. So quick, how was it left? Like, where are we at?
The last it was left, the young engineer, what's his name there?
From Ray Peters, yeah.
Right and wrong, said they'll go back and he'll crunch some numbers. And I haven't heard back from him. We didn't have any, you know, it was a good discussion, we had, you know, a good conversation. And, but he maintains that the grant money will not come forward for any paving without our contribution. And I said, we have a lot of in-kind contribution already.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's been hours and hours and hours dedicated to this that we haven't, you know, we as the town has been paid for. And we didn't know they were gonna have a laydown area up there. So the road has taken quite a lot of abuse.
Well, first of all, they never got a street opening.
We entered into that, but he,
But we do have an ordinance that says that you
Yeah,
need
well-
a street opening permit.
that's a dark alley because he
Yeah.
says, well, he said, Jack, I talked to you and you said you didn't have anything real formal. And I'm not gonna deny or whatever, I mean, you know, in conversation, it probably was said something to that effect. But nevertheless, I think that out of respect for the town of Woolwich, that we deserve to have that little 3,800-foot overlay. That would be my opinion.
Well, they never asked permission to use the Quasit Road for
No.
bypass.
No,
They never asked to put their laydown area out there. I mean, this was all done without our consent or even our knowledge.
Well, if you guys remember, in the May meeting, which was televised right in this room, they were not going to be on Nequassa Road this year. And
Right.
as we started at the beginning, Nequassa Road was going to be worked on next year. And even in the meeting, if I recall right, it was actually when school was close to getting out. Because you remember we asked 100 questions. So then all of a sudden, they just start working on it. But there's all kinds of, you know.
but, and also using it as a detour.
Yeah.
Okay, that, and, you know, and I took a lot of conversation, most of them nicely, but a lot of people wanted to know what the hell was going on, you know, all the traffic.
Yeah, yeah. And the other big.
So I sincerely think that all the town's perspective, we have put in an awful lot of good faith on keeping people happy, or trying to keep people happy. And, I just don't think, it comes down to the ethics of it. I don't think that it's fair that we have to pay for something that we aren't technically benefiting from.
I have to say, I've had more complaints about this project than anything anything other project that's ever been done in Woolwich. I can't go anywhere,
Now,
can't go to the grocery store, can't go to the restaurant. Yesterday, I was doing some, mooring work for a customer up in North Woolwich, and he wanted to know what is going on with our roads.
Well, I think it got started off, there was a sign someone had somewhere, and I saw a picture of it, that said that the water company was gonna be the benefit, and to the town wasn't gonna be, and I think it started a mindset. No, I don't see this project as a whole lot different than any that we've ever done over the years. Not that we've done this perhaps as large, but we've done the same thing all over Lewis and Freeport and so on. I think there's been a lack of communication, and I think there's some resistance here that shouldn't have to be there.
I agree.
The weekly emails have been helpful. That's improved
Yeah.
the situation a bit.
I mean, what I think you people agreeing to be supportive on this, we're not gaining, okay? We're not gonna be, the town isn't gonna gain anything, we're just gonna be put back together whole, as far as I'm concerned, that's all I'm asking.
Which is what they promised they would do in
Well,
that
but
last meeting.
what they're saying is they're gonna cut the 9 feet and then, so my argument is, if they agree to overlay the road, they don't have to put in 4.5 inches of hot top. They can bring the road up to -2 inches, then put the overlay on next spring. And it's gonna save them quite a bit too. But that's just my thoughts.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Let's see, we don't have a codes officer's report tonight. And down to old business, anything on the old business other?
Do you wanna do the 911? I have two things.
Oh, yeah.
Do you wanna do the 911 appointment?
Yeah, let's
and
do
then-
that right now,
Okay.
let's appoint a 911
I would move,
addressing officer.
yeah, I would move that we appoint, the CEO, Chris Wilcoxon, as the 911 addressing officer, or the primary 911 addressing officer.
Second. Those in favor? Okay. I did wanna mention one thing, I know we have a little bit of money left in the maintenance fund for the, park down here. Next spring, I would like to add 2 more tubs, flotation tubs to the second dock out. I've pulled it up on the lawn, and in the spring, I'll bring my tractor down, I'll get some of you guys to help me, we'll flip the thing over, and I'll just put 2 more. It doesn't sink, but when you get a bunch of people standing on the end, I don't like the way it floats, I'd like to see it. I followed the plans said to put four flotation tubs under it, which is what I did, but it should have had 6. I knew it should, I tried to do it the way they said.
So I got one,
Follow the plans.
I got one other quick thing, follow the plans, right?
Never.
Never follow.
Throw them away.
So, one other quick thing, so I did hear back from Davis Carver, he's the whole road fellow, if you guys remember, so he did close on the former Walker property. It wasn't Walker, he dealt with the other fellow there, but he did call Friday afternoon, he owns them. He would like to pursue, the purchase of the town-owned 70-something 100 square foot piece that we have. And we need to come up with some.
I would suggest that we ask for $3,000 for it. I think that would cover the cost of any legal stuff and everything else, and also to get an easement for a decent turnaround down there, and an easement that would allow us to maintain the turnaround.
Yep, I agree with that too.
Okay? And we'll make it.
So I'll make that motion. So I move that we.
Okay? Second. Those in favor? Okay.
He's out of town for a week, but next week at some point, we need to
Okay.
start thinking about it.
Yep.
That's it.
Municipal valuation return, we have to sign that and get a copy back to Juanita.
Where are we at?
We're at $177,136,200. No, that's wrong. We're at $385,633,200, okay? So a motion to sign this would be in order.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, those in favor? I believe it's just that one place that we signed it, but looking over and see if there's any place else. Abatement, we have an abatement for,
Marcelo?
what we've got going on is that there's some, I don't understand all this gibberish about the
Computer software?
problems, but for some reason, there's some kind of a glitch in the system, and a few of the lots that have had buildings removed or whatever, the Trio system hasn't caught it. So we have an abatement for David T., Teresa M., and Kevin Marcello, 34 Bay Park Drive, Topsom, but they own land here in Woolwich, and it's raw land on Meadow Road identified, the land value is $38,000, and the building value would be 0 rather than $23,000 as billed, because the building's been removed, so.
I see. So we're abating the building.
We're abating the building, and it's a total of $354.20.
I move that we grant the abatement as outlined by, one year of the assessing contract.
Second.
Okay, those in favor? All right.
I'm more concerned about why
I guess there's a couple more of those that are gonna come up.
technology problem that caused that to happen.
I think it's user error.
Okay. CMP pole,
Yes, this is that.
Valley discussing on the Fawcett Road. This is for the one, to have another one across the street, right?
Yeah, all I did was reach out as you guys had instructed, and this would be a regular drop down light that would be on the back side of the pole,
Right.
closest to the meeting house. It would just be similar to the one at the intersection out here, just a regular.
And we're looking at a cost of $9.24 a month. So I think that's, what it would do, it would light up this end of a parking lot across the street, but it would also light up the, entrance to the church, the side entrance to the church. So I think it'd be wise to do.
Look at that, the holiday party was pitch black on the door.
Yeah, you, Debbie, does that make sense?
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a regular street light, it's not gonna be a.
Not gonna be anywhere
spot
near.
light.
Is it gonna come out of the meeting house budget or?
No,
No.
town light account.
Okay, so, motion to go ahead with this?
So moved, or second, or whatever.
Those in favor, those in favor?
Put him down as the motion.
Is
I
there
don't
anything we have to
Okay.
sign? I don't see anything to sign.
No.
Kim usually handles the authorization.
Just turn them loose.
Yeah.
Real quick, while we're on that, you told me, Kim, but I had forgotten, the Dead River's coming back when?
I don't know.
Okay, they didn't say when they were coming back?
No,
Just-
well, when he first got here, he thought he was putting in a generator.
Yeah, that's fair.
And,
Yeah.
he said that he would, look into the propane tank and get back in touch with me. But I don't have a set date for it.
That's for the church?
Yes.
Yeah, so,
It still hasn't been repaired?
no, so Dead River came out, they weren't the one that did the tank and all that, but they're gonna take the tank, put in a new tank.
They'll
do
check
the-
for the leak.
Do the gas check, figure out
Yeah.
if there's a leak, obviously, and then we go from there. I have let, well, obviously, as you know, the mowing contractor contacted me. I have seen him since and said that it, without knowing enough information, there appears that there is a leak because the tank is empty.
Yeah,
So-
and it smells like, yeah.
So he is aware that there,
I think the mowing contractor should go good for it.
oh, I think he's aware that.
Him or his insurance company, because I mean, there's, I can tell you, no weed whacker would cut that rubber hose.
What they're-
He must be getting.
Yeah, he's aware of that, and I said, look, I'm not gonna say anything until they figure out where. It looks to me that the copper line going in on the cemetery side has been run into, with the mowing, or whatever. He obviously knows something, because the next morning at 5 o'clock, in the morning, 5:30, he reached out to say that he think he.
I wonder if we should, after they fix it, if we should put post out there to keep it from happening again. I mean, let's face it, if it got cut and it filled the basement with
Propane, sure,
propane.
could be a big problem, yep.
Somebody walk in there and flip a light switch or something, that would be a problem.
No, I don't think so. And it was, and remember guys, it's buried. When Dennis put that in, he buried it all the way around, and then it comes up the ground into the building. Over in the far corner, there is a big rubber line, but it's very heavy duty, coming off the tank, and it's made for, you know what it's for, it's ground moves and all that. All I've said is that I've learned that until we know exactly where the leak is, but the tank is empty, so, and it was not empty this spring. So, I know, because I checked it for that. It was half full. So,
And on a tank like that, they only fill it to 80%.
That's right.
So it was at 50%. I mean, that was actually more than half of what was in there.
That's right, it's like 40 gallons or so, which is, oh yeah.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, that's all until we hear more into, Kim.
Okay, yeah. I have once I hear about it.
Okay, and the last thing on here is discussion of approved request is to contact Burgess.
Well, no.
In the discussion with Burgess, they said that it was odd for us, usually any town that they work for, the request for services on the computers comes through either the town manager or the town administrator.
From that, it's okay.
Is that different than what happens?
Well, I know.
What was the issue that brought
But I
this
don't
up?
want to think it's the dollar value, because other things would go.
So is this for like buying computers or setting up email?
Just
or
setting up email accounts,
Town email accounts?
yeah, and
Okay.
just service that needs to be requested. I know that David had asked for me to ask them if they allow other towns and board members or, you know, whoever works for the town to reach out to them. And what Matt replied to me was that they have an approved requesters list that restricts requests being approved to whomever you deem appropriate, and it says as you mentioned, it can cause problems when too many cooks are in the kitchen, so to speak, so that it will help keep down what's going on with,
They just indicated that it'd be simpler if all the requests to their services went through one person to the town. So, I think we should do that in the future.
You're talking about me, you get an email address?
You need one?
Yeah.
Dan,
well, for Danny.
you told me to call them.
I told you to call Burgess.
Yeah.
I don't recall having,
That's
telling, I don't recall that. You wanted, I told you to call Burgess to get the email address set up?
Danny asked you for it, then you said, to him or to me, I forget which, to call them.
I don't remember that. That's weird. Cause normally I would've just called and got his email address set up. So, I don't know.
Well, we
I
all
don't
use-
remember that.
We all use Gmail, right?
Well,
So-
Danny wanted a Woolwich.us email, I guess, right?
Okay, so, yeah, so just for clarity, this is no issue with our Gmails, right?
No, not,
Okay, so
none
I do
whatsoever.
I just like to understand that, so your accounts, you don't have a,
I have a Gmail account.
Yeah, and it was based on, like, for example, with the CEO, it was crucial that we had control over that CEO's email account when we switch over to a new CEO.
so we can access.
So we can access all of the records from the
Right,
public
which,
records.
So that was like a
Same would hold true for any employee.
codes.us thing or something,
Right.
or whatever it is?
yeah,
Okay. I see.
So the fire chief doesn't have one now, he probably should have one.
he does have one.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, they sent me over all the, people that have one. And I don't know why his has never been activated, cause he's got a, where is he at? Yeah, he's got a fire department at Woolwich.us, but
That might be a good.
it's
thing to
a
have.
standard one, and we're all basic. So I'm like, but the Sean one's not active, and I don't know why.
Well, that
We
might-
don't pay for that one.
He actually called me the other day and wanted to know how to activate the Microsoft Office account. And that may be why that exists, because he wanted to be able to use Excel and Word and whatever. So
Right,
Yeah, but so.
he's not using the mail.
he's not even using
So
it.
should we not in fact have him use a tablet? I mean, I'm confused what he.
Well, I mean,
I think it's important to have all
Yeah.
town employees
Yeah.
or appointments.
Yeah, yeah, obviously,
using a
so-
town email address.
Right, so Chris does, and if Sean, well, especially with this whole Department of Labor stuff that went on, you know, if tomorrow he's
So they want.
moved away or he takes off, we don't know.
yeah, I've got nothing for Chris, cause Chris has a Gmail account.
So we should ask
Chris
him,
Chris
to
has a
use-
Gmail
Chris is not
account.
using the
we
codes.
should ask him to use the code.
And the reason is because he doesn't come in here and he gets major emails
I see, you can't,
because of it.
you can't access them from.
Well, he should be able to get that through his iPad or his laptop or whatever. Does he have, what kind of computer does he use it?
I don't know,
I don't know.
probably a laptop, I don't know.
It's definitely doable, so we should
Say yes.
help him.
It's on the.
Well, I guess what we need to have is a discussion of how we're gonna, you know, do we pay, we don't pay for the Gmail accounts, right?
No, you did your Gmail, I did my Gmail. Right, I mean, you do it, we just did it ourselves, I did it way back when I had my.
Right, then we have the selectmen's, I don't know, there's too many email accounts for everybody, for this, you
Yeah.
never even look at your.
Yeah,
selectmen's
well, I've been
email
getting some emails
account.
lately, and I'm trying to call you and say, David, the so-and-so sent it through your Selectman King account.
Yeah.
That was why the other day when I said you didn't see it, but it's like, I think sometimes it's what's either on they're seeing it.
I try to remember to, when I'm setting
I don't-
up my own laptop, I try to remember to fire up the town laptop too, but I quite often don't get around to that. But I still get a lot of stuff on my personal email, and the problem with that is, now, back when we went through that whole mess with the RSU,
Yeah,
and it went to court,
Do you have an
they
email?
subpoenaed my computer.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And.
Do you use it?
You know,
Yeah.
if you use a personal account for anything to do with the town, and anything comes up like that,
He does
I think, and of course, the subpoena was only for anything that mentioned RSU or school, or
Okay.
anything like that, but at the time my wife worked for the RSU.
So you know,
So,
yeah.
every email she sent to any of the teachers to set up
Yeah.
a trip to go skiing or anything like that, you know, I mean, they went through hundreds of emails.
Well, I definitely think that, you know, employees or appointed
Yep.
positions for the town, I mean, it seems to make sense. But I mean, yeah, I understand, Chris, I mean, I don't know nothing about computers, but.
Well, the big problem is less the freedom of information
So-
thing, but it's more being able to take over the job that the previous guy was doing. That's, you know, like, this was a really important thing when you have an unhappy parting of ways, like we have.
What's
An
that?
ineffective
do we
worker.
Well, that proved to be very valuable because you were able to access those
So,
emails.
Yes.
so do we pay for the Woolwich.us emails?
Yes,
But the Gmail is free.
right.
Yeah, the Gmails, yeah.
Right.
Right.
But we don't pay for Sean's because his is standard and not basic.
So,
What does that mean, Stan?
I have no idea.
is there a reason that they use a Gmail account?
No.
I'm just asking out of ignorance.
No, remember.
I admit I'm.
No, remember,
totally-
we're talking about people that are hired or appointed. So you're all set with your Gmail, I'm all set with my
Yeah.
Gmail. He can
So-
use his Hotmail, whatever he's
We
got.
don't control the real estate that the email account lives on, the server, the service, the server infrastructure. But the Woolwich.us one, we do.
Okay.
Right,
So-
but what, cause I asked, cause I was like, so, they sent me, like, Microsoft, whoever has everything. And then, like, cause Tommy Davis, I think you had called and signed up once and tried to get a Woolwich.us, and I said, no, he knew. So that's unlicensed, and then they have this global admin, and I was like, is that my laptop? I don't know, but then they've got all the business basics, and then Sean is a business standard. So I sent back an email to them, and it says, so Danny's emails access to apps and programs is the same as most of the staff. All of the 365 basic email accounts come with access to apps via web browser. Standard licenses come with desktop apps. So that's why, so if Sean has the standard, it's on his desktop, right? Only? That's what I'm thinking.
It sounds to me like the basic is, you actually have a license to Word and
Yeah, it says, per the
Excel
screenshot
and
below,
whatever.
you have 5 basic licenses and 1 standard for Captain Merrill. You may not utilize the web apps in the office because you already had Office 2016 and 2019 on your PCs. So you were accessing your apps that way as you previously were before the email change. So we had, before the email change to the Office 365, we just had it on our desktops. So I think that's what the basic is, but we can't go and access it from our home computer.
access the mail.
We can't. Which I don't think the mail should be accessed on a home computer.
Doesn't everybody have laptops, or do they not? I don't know anything about
I'm the only one that has a work laptop for the town admin, but it mirrors my computer downstairs.
Right, but
Well, I think anybody can log in and get their mail from any device. You don't have to be on a specific device to get the email.
I don't know, it says that,
You may have to do that to use the applications. though, and
Maybe.
That's probably the difference. Like, so like, for example, for Danny, I'm pretty sure he doesn't need the application, so maybe he should be downgraded to that same one Sean has.
yeah. I
but
don't
then we
know.
ought to maybe see why.
Go ask him, yeah.
Yeah, see if, but Sean will use.
But Sean, on the other hand, Sean says he needs something that he doesn't currently have, so maybe Sean's needs to be upgraded.
Maybe,
Maybe
because
that's-
he uses a Yahoo account. Sean
For
does.
his email?
Mm-hmm.
But he needs to use the applications, he needs to use Excel and Word, or whatever. He was saying he was not able to use Word the other day when he needed it, so.
Then I'll
I
contact
propose that the
Burgess.
administrator
What?
talk to these people about computers. Do you know anything about computers?
I know nothing about computers, I can barely run an ink
I
pen.
know a lot about computers, and I'm happy
They can do
to.
all this stuff, can they take Lynette's name off the account?
The only time I would. and
Like
I'm
if
asking
someone,
this
like
total
for an
out of
employee?
ignorance, Okay?
Well, I mean, it's
Okay.
like if I write,
How,
it goes through as Lynette.
the HEPA law
I know.
don't allow anything.
I gotta
to be
figure that out.
excluded, right? So.
When I call you, it comes up on the.
Yeah, no, I know, I get it all the time. I think it's because
Oh,
I'm
I
afraid.
There's one of these
I'll see if I can get it
fancy email things to
Because
access.
sometimes it's
any
addressed to
kind of
Katie,
Well, that's-
Catherine, the old one here, and sometimes it's Annette.
So real quickly-
Sometimes it's Suzette.
Oh, I say, Debbie, I feel better, because when I send mine to the town clerk, or one, a tax collector, it still says Gene Mank. And so I'm like, I hope it doesn't show up that way, but I don't know how to do that, edit that name out. Or we don't have, we don't have the way to do that, is it the way it's set up?
There should be a way to fix it.
No, I tried that, I actually tried typing in separately.
Well, do
but
you
it keeps
remember the whole
bumping
big
back.
to-do with Glenn? Do you remember that
Oh,
one?
Yeah.
He had a not nice name for the previous town administrator, and that's how it came through on your
It came through
email.
on the email.
Yeah, you pointed that out,
To answer
Chris.
your question, I think that HIPAA you would want to make sure that files that have patient information either are paper only that are stored here or that are just only kept on the servers that's not used for
That
email.
would be my only concern.
Email isn't used for that, I don't believe. You should,
My
yeah,
only concern would be if somebody that we didn't want to access information, but access any information, that would be my only concern.
well, that's true. With the Woolwich.us emails, you can call up Burgess and they could say, we need to get into this other guy's account, and they can make it happen for you. So, like we did with Chris, with, what's his face, Bruce.
Well, somehow it was deactivated on Bruce's for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean,
They restored it, but they removed the username for Bruce, but the account's still there.
But you can still fetch his email and look at his email on that machine, can't you?
Yeah, I had to bring it back.
right, you did that, we looked
Yeah.
at like 300 or
Yeah.
600 or
Yeah.
whatever the heck it was one night.
I do actually check my town Gmail account about once a week, that's it.
No, you're fine, I'm not gonna lie, I don't check my Selectman Shaw or whatever it is, I don't even know how to get to it.
All right, can we call it?
Yeah.
I think we're good, aren't we?
All right, yes, we are.
Motion to adjourn.
6:20, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll.
Now you guys can go visit the open house, right?
We didn't really resolve that last issue though.
Which one was it?
The list of approved callers for Burgess. How do you want, I mean, I know a lot about computers, I'm happy to help and facilitate that and be involved in that in some way. Is that what you're talking about? Did you want me to do that?
I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not.
And I know Dale all the way wants to, won't.
I would think, I would have no problem with you doing it, other than, I think if it's anything that's gonna add to the expense of the town, I think the whole board should vet it, that's all. Okay?
Right.
You know, I mean, if you,
How much
and,
of this?
and forgive me, because I am talking totally out of ignorance here, but you know, I mean, if you decide that we just need an extra whiz bang that has 47 glops of information in it, you know, we'd run and it costs $300 a month, I'd like to know that before we
Yeah,
do
well,
it.
I think, I mean, I'm not suggesting anything other than that, but I mean,
Yeah.
but some of the nuances of basic versus standard versus whatever, I mean,
Yeah.
I can help.
Yeah, if you could
Decode-
turn that in, if you
decode
could,
that
if
stuff.
you could put that in a third grade language, so that I could understand it, you know?
Well, and obviously as long as, I mean, as long as everybody knows what's going
I
on,
mean, I had one of the first.
so somebody knows, I mean, you know.
I had one of the first computerized businesses in southern Maine,
Yeah.
but I can't say that I know